you choose to work in London, you can earn £1,500 a week for the same hours. Although
Are qualifications that much important, or the ability to do a job is more important than the qualifications?
Britain has shot holes in its own boat and it's sinking. Cheers.
Can women join this trade?
Yes, women can, and women would be very welcome. This is the important thing as well. You can maybe be qualified, but you may not be competent.
So guys, like I promised you that I'm going to be bringing you someone who is in the construction industry and has worked in this industry for over 44 years, from the time he was a teenager. And he actually owned a construction company and is well vexed with these construction things. His name is McGee, and I met him from the time I came here in Belfast, because he owns this B&B, and this is where I first stayed when I came here to Belfast. I'm sure I've referenced in some of my videos, and I've even advertised some of the rooms that are here in this B&B for you to come and live in, and I told you that this is the best place to live in. Okay, so Sean, please just introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Sean. I'm from Belfast, born and bred. I've been in the construction industry for over 40 years. I started off as an apprentice joiner when I was 16, and I worked my way through qualifications, working hard, and then I started my own construction company when I was in my early 30s, and I've been doing that ever since.
Okay, that's brilliant. So Sean, now I can see UK needs about 225,000 construction workers by 2027. Why do you think there's such a shortage of construction workers in the UK?
Well, there's a few reasons that there's such a shortage. The economic crash, the bank crash of 2008, took all the money out of the construction industry, whereas it took the money away from the builders who built houses, and it took the money away from the people who wanted to buy houses. So it completely died for 4 or 5 years from 2008. Now after that, then it started to recover, because the natural way of it is that people grow up, people want to buy houses, people want to start families, things like that. But what they realized then is that there was nobody to fill the jobs in the construction industry that had expanded again, because lots of people had left the construction industry and never to return.
Okay. So remember when I first came here, there was this whole Brexit thing,
Yeah.
So do you think that Brexit might have affected the construction industry?
Absolutely. A lot of people who came from Europe came into work in the construction industry, which meant then that employers weren't bringing apprentices through. Okay, so because they had a ready-made people coming into the construction industry, well, they didn't have to invest in apprenticeships. So when Brexit happened, lots of people, mainly Polish people like that, left and went back home.
Okay.
Leaving big gaps.
Okay.
In the construction industry.
Yeah. I'm sure, guys, you have heard most of the problems that they have here are due to Brexit. Shortage of care workers, Brexit. Shortage of construction workers, Brexit. Shortage of every profession here is due to Brexit.
It's been an absolute and utter disaster. Britain has shot holes in its own boat and it's sinking. Cheers.
Seeing you've worked in the construction industry for over 44 years, do you think it's worth it to join the construction industry?
construction is a wonderful career move for anybody. It's you get to see things grow out of the ground. You get to see people live in the places that you build, and you see children, and you see basically you see people living in their homes that you built. So it is a very, very rewarding industry. It's also very, very well paid. You mean if you go into the trades like joinery, like bricklaying, plastering, roofing, things like that, you can earn a very, very good living. Plus you have the opportunity as an apprentice to be earning money while you learn. Where you work on site, and you also go to college maybe one day a week to gain the qualifications for the job.
Okay. So you've mentioned that you earn very, very good money if you're in the construction industry. I'm interested to know how much can you make, let's say averagely per given week, how much money can you earn in the construction industry?
Okay. Well, someone who is time served, who's a qualified joiner, bricklayer, plasterer, roofer, things like that, that are competent. This is the important thing as well. You mean you can maybe be qualified, but you may not be competent. So people who are competent and who can do the job and do it in a timely fashion can earn between £700 and £1,000 per week for a 40-hour week. That is outside of London. If you choose to work in London, you can earn £1,500 a week for the same hours. Although it's more expensive to live in London.
Yeah. So guys, £1,500 per week, which means on a monthly basis, if you are in the construction industry, you can earn a whopping £6,000. That is a massive amount of money. I'm sure most of us would want to join this industry. But before I ask about the qualifications or what you need to do or what you need to have as a construction worker, can women join this trade?
Yes, women can, and women would be very welcome. There's been a slow, before the crash of 2008, there was more women coming into the building industry. Now they were coming into the electrical side, the electricians and plumbing, whereas they weren't so much going into bricklaying and joinery and plastering, which aren't as sexy.
Okay.
But they're also more demanding physically. Not that I'm saying women can't physically do it, but they tended to go to the plumbing especially.
Okay.
Yeah. So it would be wonderful to see. I have a daughter. I have two granddaughters. I would be very happy to see my daughter or my grandchildren going into the construction industry.
Personally, I would like to join the construction industry because I love money. Imagine making £6,000 per month. Monthly basis, £6,000 is a lot of money. So if you love money like me, smash that like button. And if you're a woman and you'd like to join the construction industry to make £6,000 per month, smash that like button as well. And don't forget to subscribe. So guys, there are basic requirements that you need to have for you to be able to join the construction industry. I'm going to say the basic things like, for example, you obviously need your IELTS English test for you to be able to relocate to UK. And then there are other things like, the TB test, the police clearance, and so forth and so on. So I'm going to ask Sean, what are the other requirements that you think people might need for them to join the construction industry?
What we've normally looked for in the industry here, as from an employer point of view, is someone who's time served, but more importantly than anything else, is someone who is competent at doing the job. whenever you're given a job to do, that you have your own initiative, and that you can go and do the job.
Okay. So are qualifications that much important, or the ability to do a job is more important than the qualifications?
We had issues here. You mean my qualifications are called City and Guilds qualifications, which were pretty high standard.
Okay.
Then they brought in things called NVQs.
Yes.
Okay, so young people were doing these NVQs, which was nearly always off the job, which meant that they didn't go on to building sites at all, and it was paper exercise.
Okay.
So that whenever they did come onto a building site, they couldn't do the job.
Okay.
So what we look for in the construction industry is someone with they have to have a decent level of intelligence.
Okay.
Okay, and we would look for time served people, so that they mean that they've made the commitment, they've learnt the trade, and when they come on to work for you, and you give them a job to do, they know what they are doing. So as long as you know what you are doing, you will do very well in the construction industry.
That's good. And guys, there's so many advantages of using this visa route, and I'm going to tell you later on in the video what the advantages of using this visa route are. So for now, Sean, thank you so much for
You're very welcome.
taking your time to come and join my wonderful audience. I'm sure they've benefited a lot. So guys, the UK Migration Advisory Committee has recommended that bricklayers, roofers, roof tilers and slaters, carpenters and joiners, construction and building trades, plasterers, they've all been recommended to be added to the shortage occupation list, and these jobs are high in demand, guys. So what this basically means is you can now relocate to UK under any of these trades. You can actually be sponsored by a company to relocate to UK and come and work as a construction worker or work in the construction industry, whatever your trade is. And we all know the benefits of the skilled worker visa. You can relocate to UK together with your family, and this visa route leads to permanent settlement. So guys, this is exciting news that I wanted to share with you. You can now move to UK as a construction worker. Isn't that exciting news, guys? If you want to come to UK as construction workers, this is going to be the new hot thing in in what?
You already said UK.
Okay. So guys, if you want to relocate as construction workers, I'm telling you, this is another trade which is going to be very hot this side. So if you start preparing now, like he's already said, you don't need much of qualifications for you to come and work in the construction industry. What is important is, are you able to do your job? Even if you get your certificate or your diploma is NVQ2, NVQ level 2 or level 3 or whatever, level 3, NVQ level 3, if you get your diploma NVQ level 3, you can actually relocate and come and work the site in the construction industry. And this is someone who owns a construction company and is actually saying, if you have your NVQ 3 and you know how to do the job, you can actually relocate and come and work the site and earn a good living. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye. Was it okay?
Yeah. So you mean I should have spoke about Brexit as well?
Oh, you want to talk about Brexit? It's fine. You can talk about it.
But that's one of the main reasons as well, because there was lots of people from Europe.
Okay. So I can take the part and put it in the front there. All right.
But it doesn't mean that made it look like they're replacing the people from Europe.
Okay.
You know what I mean? A lot of Polish people. You mean, I worked in London with Indian people, and their saws work in reverse.
Okay.
Whereas our saws work by pushing down. You know, when you're cutting wood, Indian saws work by pulling up.
Okay. All right. So I'll ask this question. So